Beloved son, beloved daughter, silence your heart now. Breathe deeply and feel, yes, because even though your eyes do not perceive it, even though your ears do not hear and your flesh does not understand, a battle is being fought around you at this very moment. You are surrounded by an invisible army right now, an army that I have sent, an army that walks in silence but fights with power. They do not carry weapons of iron but swords of fire. They do not march like men but move like the wind. They are there around your house, at your bedroom door, by your bed, among your tears and your thoughts. They stand guard, and no evil will pass by them without facing the weight of my authority. Did you think you were alone? Did you believe the enemy surrounded you without resistance? No, my child, it was never so. Even though your eyes are clouded by exhaustion and your mind wounded by the accusations of the world, the spiritual reality remains unshakable. I am the Lord of hosts, and I myself have commanded my angels to camp around you. They are not few, they are not weak, they are never late. They move at the sound of my voice. They react to even your faintest whisper for help. Right now, they stand between you and the abyss, between you and collapse, between you and the invisible arrows that try to reach you. For whoever touches you touches the apple of my eye, and I do not allow what is mine to be struck down without me rising first. I saw when you fell, and I sent help even before your body touched the ground. I sensed when fear tried to enter, and I raised a wall of fire around you. I heard your muffled cries in your pillow and sent heavenly comforters to wrap your soul. You have no idea how many times evil was prevented from touching you because of my presence, for I am the God who works behind the scenes of the invisible. I am the God who acts in silent intercession. It is I who commands my ministers. Go. Wake the one who sleeps in anguish, break the chains of the one who walks in bondage, protect the one who does not yet understand they are under attack. You were protected even when you didn't know there was danger. You were preserved even when you didn't recognize you were being targeted. Because I care. I guard. I watch. I keep vigil. There is more around you than your senses can perceive. And that is why today I invite you to look beyond your vision. For there are horses and chariots of fire hidden among the clouds. There are spears stretched between the walls of your life. There are flaming shields raised above your head. These are not metaphors. This is reality. As you walk, trails of light are left behind you. Demons retreat just by sensing the fragrance of my presence in you. And now I whisper to your heart, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. What now seems chaos will become testimony. What is now war will become victory. What now seems silence is the sound of swords being sharpened in heaven. Remember Elisha and his servant when they were surrounded by an enemy army. The servant saw only armed men, but the prophet saw beyond. He saw flaming chariots on the hills because I allowed it. And today I tell you, there is more than your eyes can see. You are surrounded, yes, but not by enemies. You are surrounded by glory, by honor, by promises, by protection. Every corner of your house has been anointed with my presence. Every step you take is guided by angels who do not sleep. And even if snares are set in the darkness, I undo them before they reach you. For the snare of the hunter is not stronger than my hand. The arrow that flies by day does not pierce the shield I myself raise for you. And the terror of the night finds no refuge where my presence dwells. You have cried out for deliverance. You have asked for signs. You have wondered if I still care. And here is your answer. You are surrounded, but not by what you fear. You are surrounded by protection, by presence, by promises, by divine intercession. And even if the enemy has surrounded you with accusations, memories, fears, illnesses, and threats, I tell you, you are more surrounded by me than the enemy could ever reach you. I am your wall. I am your refuge. I am the shield around you, and no weapon formed against you will prosper. For before it reaches you, it will be intercepted. Before pain approaches, it will be stopped. Before the tear falls, an angel with comfort will already have been sent. Now listen with your spirit. Close your eyes. Silence your soul. Breathe deeply. And let your faith take you beyond what your senses can understand. For there are truths that can only be understood in the spirit, not with logic. What you thought you lost, what still hurts when you remember, was not taken by chance. It was gathered by me, not as punishment, but as protection. You experienced absence, but I was preparing deliverance. You interpreted it as rejection, But it was care, zeal, divine intervention to prevent a greater wound. Many of the no's that hurt you were yeses that heaven was saying to your future. I delivered you from disguised alliances, from doors that would have led you to the abyss, from relationships that would have damaged your essence and deformed your heart. You saw losses, but I call them preservations. What left, what departed without explanation, what you tried to hold on to with effort, prayer, or insistence. I allowed it to go because I know the innermost things you cannot see. I know the hidden intentions behind smiles, the evasive glances, the words that seemed sweet but carried poison. I know the shadows. And before that shadow became permanent darkness in your life, I pulled out the root. Yes, I allowed them to leave, but in your story, their departure was deliverance. Their absence was a new beginning. And even if you still feel their lack, one day you will understand you were not abandoned. You were saved. For I never allow what is vital for you to abandon you. If it left, it's because it was not meant to stay. And what collapsed, what fell apart without warning, what seemed firm and suddenly fell like a house of cards, I myself tore it down. Because, my child, there was a nest of serpents under that structure. You took pride in that achievement, that construction, that path, but the enemy had infiltrated without you noticing. You did not see it, but I did. You smiled, but I was already weeping for you. So with a strong hand I dismantled what seemed stable so you would not be poisoned in the future. Even if you do not understand, I prefer your temporary pain to your eternal destruction. I prefer you question me now than cry out to me later when everything has exploded. I am the Father who prevents. I am the architect who tears down to rebuild better. I am the potter who breaks the cracked vessel, not out of carelessness, but to make room for a new one, ready to hold my new wine. You felt abandoned, I know. There were nights when you spoke alone, early mornings when your soul screamed in the darkness and your mind spun like a waterless mill. But listen, I was there. I was there as a general before the army, mapping every escape route for when danger approached. I directed your steps with surgical precision. While you slept, I fought. While you wept, I cleared the battlefield. Every attack front was anticipated by me. Every rear guard was shielded. Every reinforcement was positioned with eternal wisdom. And now I send the word that changes atmospheres. Peace. Not a fragile peace that depends on circumstances, but a firm peace that sustains you in the midst of chaos. Peace in the midst of war. Light in the middle of the tunnel. Certainty in the midst of doubt. Calm in the midst of the storm. For the war that surrounds you is not yours. It is mine, and the victory will be mine as well. Today, my child, lift your eyes, not to the hills seeking help, but to me, who made the hills. For there are horses of fire on the heights, a spiritual formation that surpasses all human logic. You are not in an open field. You are sheltered by forces you cannot yet see. There is an army in position. There is a glory that moves like dense fog, like a whispering breeze, like thunder that brings down walls. Because I am there, I am with you, I am for you. And with a snap of my fingers, I transform scenarios, undo the enemy's strategies, revoke unjust sentences, interrupt ancient curses, and rewrite entire stories. One word from me is enough and everything changes. One gesture from me and the sea opens. One breath and the walls fall. And today, listen well, I have already given the order. Today I have already moved heaven in your favor. Today you will see what it is to be defended by a God who never loses battles. And if in the middle of the night your heart races, do not think it is anxiety. Do not be quick to call imbalance what is spiritual, for many times it is a war being won in silence. It is my spirit testifying within you. If a different wind blows through the window, do not fear. It is my breath cleansing the air, purifying your home, reorganizing the atmospheres. If your body trembles in prayer, remain, do not run. It is the anointing descending, my oil pouring from heaven to your deepest wounds. If tears flow without explanation, do not stop them. They are rivers being released, prisons being broken, laments being washed away. And if someone leaves you in this season, do not chase after them, simply bless and release them, for I am clearing your path. Separating the wheat from the chaff, breaking toxic alliances and birthing divine connections. You will be surrounded by people with upright spirits, firm hearts, words that build up, for the time of isolation ends today. The time of the desert comes to an end, the season of the seed ends, and the time of harvest begins. I am restoring your tribe. I am gathering those who have the same spiritual DNA. I'm bringing alliance to your table, stability to your home, confidence to your heart. Your children will see your transformation. Your family will be touched. Those who saw you in tears will see your restored smile. I'm doing something new, and it begins now. Stand firm, silence fear and rest, for you are surrounded not by threat, but by glory, by my glory, by the glory that heals, seals, transforms, covers, and shines. And the enemy he will see. He will see that touching you was touching what is sacred to me, and he will know that I am the Lord. And you will know that I am your Father, and your spirit will recognize. Thus far the Lord has helped me, and all of heaven will celebrate your perseverance. The angels will sing your name in honor. The nations will see your light, and you will walk in peace. For today a new season begins, and it bears the seal of my love and is accompanied by a promise. Nothing will be as before. And now, my child, I want to speak to the inner places you've not shared with anyone. The thoughts that come just before sleep, the ones soaked in silence, wrapped in questions you are too tired to voice. I see the corners of your heart where you store your unspoken doubts, your regrets, your fears about tomorrow. You try to be strong for others, but who is strong for you? I have always been. You've hidden your fatigue behind discipline, behind serving others, behind pressing forward even when your own soul ached. You smiled while silently asking, how much longer? But not 1 ounce of your endurance has gone unnoticed. Not one tear you hid behind closed doors was lost to the ground. I caught them all. They are known in heaven. Let me tell you why I allowed the road to be this long. You were not being punished. You were being prepared. You were being shaped into a vessel that could carry what lesser hearts could not. I've carved endurance into your bones and understanding into your voice. Because the ones I send you to help will need more than surface comfort. They will need someone who has bled and still believed. I see how you've wrestled with timing. You have wondered why I seem silent when others receive quickly. But what I give you, I give in fullness. I do not release unfinished promises. I wait until the foundation I built in you can bear the weight of the glory I'm placing upon you. The delay was not denial, it was construction. You've questioned whether you missed something, if perhaps a moment of disobedience closed a door forever. But I want you to know, I am not a fragile architect. My plans for you are not so easily shattered. I knew your stumbles before you ever stood, and I already designed a path that included your return, your learning, your rising. There were things I withheld, not out of cruelty, but out of mercy. Because if I had given you what you asked for too soon, it would have wounded you. You would have built your identity around the gift, rather than the giver. And I love you too much to let your calling become your chain. I allowed some dreams to pause, not to break your hope, but to deepen your roots. You wanted visibility, I gave you obscurity. You wanted speed, I gave you stillness. Because I needed you to hear me without the noise of applause, to find peace that did not depend on progress. And still, you followed me. Still you held on, even when the road narrowed, even when friends fell away, even when it felt like every prayer echoed in the dark. You stayed. And that, my child, is worship. That is the offering I treasure. Faith not built on feeling, but on trust. I know you've wondered if you're behind, but understand this. My timing is not your clock. What others built in haste, I am establishing in you with legacy. You are not late. You are layered. And when the time comes, you will not only arrive, you will overflow. Now hear me clearly. You will not end up empty. The wilderness you walked through was not to dry you, but to define you. You will not exit the season diminished, but distilled. The parts of you that remain are the parts that were always meant to thrive. Your name has been whispered in heavenly courts, not in pity, but in honor. You have been counted among the faithful, not because you never struggled, but because you never quit. And that endurance is now bearing fruit in realms you cannot yet see. I am not only restoring what was lost, I am replacing it with what is greater. You expected a repair, but I am preparing a rebuild. Not like before, better than before. And not just externally, but in the unseen places. Peace where there was torment. Laughter where there was silence. clarity where there was fog. And I must say this, I have seen your loneliness. It has followed you even in crowded rooms. You've carried the ache of being misunderstood, of having much to give and nowhere to pour. But I am gathering those who will not only receive you, but recognize you. You will not have to explain yourself in the next chapter. The ones I'm sending are already prepared by me to align with your calling, not compete with it. You won't have to shrink, perform, or bend to fit. You will finally breathe freely around those who understand without many words. Let me also speak to your body. You've carried weariness in your bones, tension in your chest, and exhaustion that sleep does not cure. But I am ministering to your frame even now. I designed every system within you, and I know how to restore them. Your healing is not just a hope, it is in motion. There is a renewal coming that will touch even your posture, your skin, your energy. You will rise with new strength because I do not only restore spiritually, I make whole completely. From the soul to the surface, I will revive you. And for the nights you could not pray, those nights where silence was your only offering, I received that silence as incense. I translated your tears into petitions. You never failed me in those moments. You trusted me without words, and that is deeper than eloquence. Scene script. I want you to see your strength rightly. It is not the strength of stubbornness, but of surrender, not of pretending, but of pressing through. You have not been surviving, you've been sowing, and soon you will reap in joy what was watered in grief. You have not walked alone. Every step was watched, every delay was measured, every exit of a person, every shut door, every disappointment had a border around it. I allowed it, but it never had authority. Only I hold your future. Do not think I've forgotten what you asked in secret. I am a God of remembrance. There are requests you whispered years ago, dreams you buried in maturity, desires you stopped praying for, but I never stopped planning for them. And now, in this new season, I will begin to stir the waters again. You will feel desires reawaken, not because you're regressing, but because it is time. I am revisiting what was shelved. I am breathing on what you thought was irrelevant. Prepare, because there are doors you didn't even know existed that are about to open. They were hidden until the moment you were ready. And now that you are refined, I will reveal what was reserved. You will enter rooms you never campaigned for. You will sit at tables you never applied to. Not because of your resume, but because of your refining. Your character became the key, and I am the one unlocking the next chapter. Do not apologize for the favor that follows. You paid for it in silence. You were faithful in secret. You chose integrity when compromise would have been easier. And now, as I raise you, it will not be by man's hands. It will be by my decree. You feared being seen too soon, but now I say be seen. I will not expose you to exploit you. I will reveal you to reveal me. Your story, your scars, your healing, your redemption will be the lamp that lights the path for many. And the ones who doubted you will marvel, not because you seek revenge, but because I use the foolish things to confound the wise. I will raise you up in such a way that your only response will be, it had to be God. You will not have to strive for visibility. I will shine through you. And when I do, it will not glorify your efforts. It will glorify my hand upon you. Your story will not be one of self-made success, but of divine orchestration. I will make your testimony unmistakably mine. Let's go back to the times you felt buried. You wondered if you were forgotten, if your gifts would waste away, if your life would ever break out of the silence. But seeds are always buried before they bloom. Darkness was not your end, it was your beginning. It was in the dark that your roots grew deep. Even when you didn't feel growth, I was stretching you. Even when everything in you wanted to quit, I was strengthening you. And that private strength is now ready for public release. You won't just emerge, you will arise with a weight of glory that speaks louder than any pain you endured. Do not resist the changes coming now. Some of them will feel unfamiliar. You will be called into spaces you haven't imagined, given responsibilities that intimidate your natural mind. But I do not call the qualified. I qualify those I call. You are ready because I am with you. I am placing new authority on your voice. When you speak, atmospheres will shift. Not because you speak louder, but because you speak from fire. Your words carry oil now. You've earned that oil through obedience and obscurity, and that oil will not be wasted. I want to teach you something now. Authority is not always loud. Sometimes it's a whisper that silences storms. Sometimes it's a calm word that makes demons flee. What you carry now is not hype, it's holiness. And holiness has power. You will lead others not by force, but by presence. People will follow you not because you chase them, but because your life carries the fragrance of heaven. You have been with me in the hidden place, and now others will sense that when they're near you. You have also been misunderstood, even accused, your motives questioned, your heart misread, but I have watched you resist bitterness. I've seen you choose to stay soft when it would have been easier to grow hard. That is the fruit of maturity, and I will honor it. I am bringing recompense, not just restoration, but reward. Where you were shamed, you will be honored. Where you were dismissed, you will be requested. What you lost in one season will return multiplied in the next, not because of chance, but because I decree justice. To the part of you that fears failing again, I see you. You remember past mistakes and hesitate to hope again. But hear me, the person who failed back then no longer exists. I have refined you. You are not going back, you are going forward with wisdom. And now I speak to your hands. The same hands that once trembled in fear will now build what I've designed. I will anoint your hands to create, to bless, to heal, to write, to build. You will leave a trail of restoration wherever your hands touch. Your creativity will flow again. Your mind will awaken. Ideas will return. Clarity will increase. Energy will rise. What was once blocked will now burst forth like a river unblocked. For I am breaking every dam the enemy tried to build over your gift. Your emotions too will begin to stabilize. I am bringing harmony to your soul. Where once you fluctuated between hope and despair, you will now move in steady confidence. No longer a roller coaster, now a steady flame. That is the work of my spirit in you. Let's talk about the nights again, the ones filled with dreams that didn't make sense, the ones where your soul traveled while your body slept. You thought they were random, but they were glimpses. I've been speaking in symbols and visions, and now I will give you understanding. Dreams will no longer confuse you, they will equip you. I am sharpening your discernment. What you once dismissed as emotion, you will now recognize as revelation. You are entering a season of divine intelligence where your inner world will become a training ground. I will also restore your confidence, not arrogance, but holy confidence. I want you to stand, not shrink. I want you to speak, not second guess. I want you to believe in the version of yourself that I designed. You are not too much, you are exactly as I intended. There is nothing about you I regret creating. Even your sensitivity, your intuition, your depth, these are not weaknesses but weapons. They allow you to perceive what others miss. Do not numb what I gave you to discern. Refine it. Embrace it. I'm calling you into deeper prayer, not out of obligation but as invitation. For what's ahead, you will need to dwell more with me, not just visit. Dwell, build a rhythm that keeps your spirit nourished, your heart guarded, and your ears tuned to my whisper. In that secret place, I will reveal strategies. You will not guess, you will know. You will move with accuracy, and your steps will produce fruit quickly. Time will redeem itself in your life. What took others years, you will do in months because of divine acceleration. You will also notice a sharpening in relationships. Some will grow distant. Do not chase. Others will suddenly appear. Do not fear. I'm curating your circle. I'm positioning people around you who carry keys, not chains, who bring peace, not confusion. To your financial situation, I will speak now. I am the provider. I have never forgotten your needs. I will release provision not only to sustain you, but to fund your calling. I will give you what you need and more so you can bless others as I've blessed you. You will be trusted with resources because you've been faithful with little. I saw how you gave when you barely had. I saw how you honored me when no one else knew your struggle. That honor will not go unrewarded. I will flood your hands with seed, and you will sow wisely. You will bless strategically. Your finances will be marked by stewardship and supernatural increase. You will live in freedom, not only spiritual but also financial, emotional, relational. I am bringing fullness. Stay watchful, for the enemy will attempt distractions in this season. He cannot steal what I've decreed, but he will try to detour your focus. Guard your peace. Protect your routines. Keep your eyes on me, not on comparison. You are not called to mirror another's path. You were called to walk the one I designed uniquely for you. Stop measuring your steps by someone else's pace. They have their grace. You have yours. and your grace will carry you further than their spotlight ever could. Keep your heart tender. Even as I raise you, stay small in your own eyes. Let love remain your motive. Let kindness be your reflex. Let integrity lead every decision. These are the marks of those I trust with influence. You will not just walk through open doors, you will become one. Others will find safety in your presence. They will find direction in your words. They will find healing in your story. You will become a walking invitation to encounter me. And so, my child, take a deep breath. Can you feel it? The shift has already begun. It may not yet appear in full, but it has started. And nothing can stop what I have spoken. Nothing can reverse what I have ordained. The days ahead are written, and they are good. You will begin to notice unusual favor, doors opening without you knocking, people speaking your name in rooms you've never entered, solutions appearing before the problems fully form. This is not coincidence. This is the unfolding of the divine order I established before time touched you. And when the favor comes, don't shrink, don't question if you're worthy of it. I clothe you with it. I chose you to carry it. This is not about your perfection, but about your posture. Humble, teachable, surrendered. I can trust you now with what would have crushed you before. You will be positioned among kings and servants alike, and you will treat them the same. You will not bow to titles, nor be impressed by appearances. You will see people with my eyes, value in the unseen, honor in the overlooked, destiny in the broken. There is a reason I allowed you to be humbled, because what's coming could have inflated your ego, but now you have a heart that bends before it breaks. You've learned the beauty of washing feet even while wearing a crown. That, my child, is royalty in my kingdom. In this new season, you will also experience the recovery of time. Things that seemed delayed will catch up to you. Years that felt wasted will be redeemed in sudden moments. I will multiply time by compressing processes. What was slow will now be swift. I speak now to the dreams you buried, the ones you locked away because life bruised your hope. The dream to write, to sing, to build, to teach, to travel, to start again. I am unlocking them. The dream to write, to sing, to build, to teach, to travel, to start again. I'm not finished with those dreams. They are being resurrected with new breath. You thought the door closed forever. But I never said never. I said not yet. And now the yet has come, but this time you won't walk through with fear. You'll walk with faith, and you'll walk prepared. The detour wasn't denial, it was preparation. I also want to speak to your body now. I know the toll that stress, sorrow, and spiritual battles have taken on you physically. You felt tired beyond reason. Some days even waking up felt like warfare. But I am bringing healing, restoration, and renewal to your physical frame. You will sleep deeply again. You will rise with energy. You will eat with joy, and strength will return to your bones. I am realigning your body to match your spirit because you need both in health for what's ahead. I care about your temple. Watch how your cravings change, your rhythms shift. The things you once reached for in pain, numbing habits, unhealthy patterns will lose their grip. I'm not just delivering you from the obvious. I'm healing the hidden root of why you ran to them in the first place. This is not surface-level healing. I am going into the corners of your heart that were sealed off. The rooms where memories still echo pain, shame, or guilt. I am walking in with light, and what once triggered you will no longer move you. You are being freed at the core. Forgiveness will come, not because others deserve it, but because you do. You deserve to live without chains to what they did, what they said, how they left. Release it, not as defeat, but as victory. You win when you refuse to stay bound to what wounded you. And do not be surprised if I send you back to places where you were once rejected, but this time to bless, not to prove. I will vindicate you not through revenge, but through restoration. They will see you whole, and they will know it was me who carried you. Your influence will not come from chasing platforms, but from carrying presence. You will carry my presence like fragrance. It will go before you, linger after you, speak through you, not for performance, but for transformation. And I will teach you to walk with me in simplicity. No striving, no pressure to impress, just daily obedience, trusting my voice, following the cloud. Sometimes it will mean waiting, other times it will mean sudden movement. Either way, peace will follow. I am giving you discernment that cuts through deception. You will no longer be confused by people who speak well but carry no truth. Your spirit will know. Your discernment will grow and you will trust your knowing, not your fears, not their words. Your knowing. You are becoming unshakable. Storms may come, but they will not uproot you, not anymore. Your roots are deep now, anchored in truth, anchored in grace, anchored in me. And when others collapse in chaos, you will still stand and offer your hand to lift them. I will give you wisdom in your finances, stewardship in your home, joy in your relationships, and protection in your decisions. Your whole life will begin to reflect order, not perfection, but divine order. And where there is order, there is blessing. There will be divine interruptions, moments where I stop you mid-step, mid-thought, mid-plan. Listen, pause, do not rush. These are turning points. You will avoid traps because of my whispers. Trust the sudden pull to pause. I speak more in silence than you've known. And in that silence, I am birthing new language. You will articulate things you once could not explain. Your story will become a map for others.